different delegations and several different countries, including but not limited to Brazil, Togo, Mali, and Morocco.
اليوم عم نحضروا العرض ديال 22 29 how many delegations؟ تسعود الدول و 29 artists.
Together, the artists and our director team have worked together for the past 2 weeks to create a masterpiece for you guys. And it's going to be unlike any other show that you guys have seen.
هاد العرض بقينا خدامين عليه 2 سيمانات باش اليوم تحضروه وتستمتعوا
Before we begin, there's just a couple notes that I would like to inform you about. First off, if everyone could please take their phones out and make sure that they are off or on silent, please, so there is no noise disturbance during the show.
الرجاء تطفئوا التليفون. sorry. please من فضلكم تطفئوا التليفونات أو what else?
To turn them off or
Yeah.
silence.
عملوهم مود سيلونس أو لا تطفئوهم عفاك.
Also,
Yep.
we would like to let you know that clapping can only be done at the beginning of the show and the end of the show.
أو تصفيق عفاكم في البدود العرض وفي الآخر العرض.
And if you would like to show support during the show, we ask that you snap.
وإذا بغيتوا تعاونونا في وسط العرض yeah. Right.
Without further ado, I would like to present to you Fight for Truth.
نقدم لكم can I translate it? Like العراق تجاه العراق باش نحققوا حقيقة.
Fight for Truth.
Who am I?
You might be a flower in a desert.
When I try to describe myself.
Am I the 10-year-old child struggling to contain his aggression?
You might be a flower in a desert.
When I try to describe myself.
Am I the immature 15-year-old junior high student with awful grades who did not care about anything but himself?
You might be a flower in a desert.
When I try to describe myself.
Or am I the 20-year-old Warsaw artist standing in front of you who dreams of making the world a better place?
When I try to describe myself, the word that always pops in my mind is fierce. My voice is high and loud. I love swearing and I walk in my my normal life as if I'm walking on a runway. But this extravagant fierceness I got does not take away from me my angelic nature. I love peace. I love everybody with no exceptions. And I live and I let people live. I am beautiful. But I know there are always gonna be people all along the way that will scrutinize and criticize me, and they be like, nah, he ugly, he fat. And I'm gonna be like, honey, not today. Cause what matters is how I see myself. And you better go and find yourself something beneficial to do instead of getting yourself intruded in people's lives. And last but not least, I am genuine. My emotions and my feelings are true and honest. I don't know how to lie or hide behind another personality to please others.
You might be a flower in a desert, dehydrated but pure, beautifully scorching in the sun's rays. Maybe even cling onto your own, oh so precious life.
To people's eyes, I am the little girl of a nurse and a mechanic. Nothing more, nothing less. It just doesn't matter how many times I try to shout, I want to draw an art. I want to choose a path where I could help save this dying world. No, none of my words matter. It doesn't matter because the little girl of a nurse should be a nurse, even though I panic by seeing needles. The little girl of a mechanic should be that, and only that, without taking into account the fact that loud noises make me dizzy. And yes, I know I am a secret cage. And yes, I know I have my hurt and we all have a past. But my present is different from the future. Well, no, actually, my future is different from the present. So please, I pray you, stop trying to choose my path. I don't want to feel all this tension constantly putting on me. I want to walk and run towards a future I know is waiting for me. A future without change. One that is someone else's choice for me. I am proud, free, open, and hopeful. That's me.
You might even be a seed, waiting for a new beginning, a fresh start.
365 days to fulfill your dreams. To say, yeah, I'm fat, and this is not a problem. 12 months to place a flag on the ground and say, I'm in love with the person that I became. 4 seasons to enjoy what you accomplished. 8,760 hours to receive pain and give back with love. Because this is all we need. You have 1 year to claim who you are. So what do you do with 365 days of your life?
You might even be a bud.
I have been dreaming of performing on stage, smiling to the audience while I was only singing in the shower. I have been dreaming of getting good grades in my studies. I have been dreaming of being the leader of an NGO. I have been dreaming of making my friends and family feel proud. But I started to say that the gap between my dreams and making them come true is getting smaller. I performed in popular stages and festivals in my region. I scored highest in my finals. I have been declared artistic director of an association, and we are preparing for our first festival now. I made my family and friends feel proud of me. These are the results of a lifetime of dreams, but mainly goals, efforts, and past that I had. If you have a dream, have a goal. Because dreams fade, but goals don't. So from now on, no more dreams and more actions. I have dreams from the future, but they are big and difficult. But I know I can reach them if I work hard. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I will do it.
Just longing to bloom and come into you.
Caterpillar in the tree, how you wonder who you'll be. You can't go far, but you can
still attached to what you thought you can only be. Coming from an environment with little to no opportunity. The ground is dry, raw, and rough, where it doesn't rain hardly enough. Where you shrivel up as soon as you touch the light.
Why does it always come down to where I come from? That I can or can't do something because of where I come from. That I can or can't become something because of where I come from. Where I come from with all the stereotypes and judgment, it isn't common for the black male to graduate the top of his class. Well, I did that. Where I come from, it isn't common for the black male to prove that they're the solution rather than the problem. Well, I did that too. This isn't about your beliefs or what your point of view is. It's about mine. I can become anything I want to be and more, as long as I'm working for it. You can never tell me what I can or can't do, because last time I checked, there's only one of me. I am who I want, and not who you want me to be.
But through all these circumstances, you still need to fight. I encourage you to leave your past behind and save all the water you can find.
Truly, my life is not about where I come from. It is about who I am as Magic. So, I am erasing and rewriting my where I come from story. One more step. I am an emerging young woman, but I am choosing to live like an old one for the good of others. It means having overwhelming feeling, living up to adult expectation. But I have to live this way, sacrifice for a better tomorrow for all of us. When I feel so lonely at night, Sister Moon reassures me. She tells me there is a proud new day coming. But then I realize time is precious. Today is a beautiful day. One more step. To overcome the boundary, the way of my past, I said to myself, take another step forward. There is a bright new day coming. As you go, the sun will dazzle you. You are the queen of the day.
You can be a flower in the desert.
Burying is for the dead. So how can I bury my thoughts while the world is still holding on so tight to my soul? My thoughts, they get more intense to the point when they start to dominate you and become one of your unwanted priorities. The first thought you get as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, even if last night, in the moment when you lay your head down on the pillow, you begged for your mind to be set free and no longer be trapped. But look, it's the morning again, and you have to be with them and keep them hidden as much as possible.
You can be a flower in the desert.
It bothers me sometimes to see people not take seriously some issues in our community. Don't you feel miserable when you see a child full of energy and joy, goes to school, the place where he's supposed to make good friends, unforgettable memories, and learn like every other child at his age? Turns out to be the place where he suffers the most. He doesn't get the chance to talk, play, or to enjoy his time. Because he was bullied. No one loves him. That's why he he's always sitting in corners alone. Can you imagine that he was treated this way because of his different skin color, and people around him do not respect him at all? Is it worth it to ruin someone's life because of his appearance?
You can be a flower in the desert. My life is not where I come from, but what I do on the days of my life. The reason why I say this is because where I come from isn't the real me. It is just the summary of my story. I may come from a poor family or a rich family. That doesn't matter. I may come from a poor family, but I can change my home situation by being prosperous, no matter what are the circumstances. And what I should remember is that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. I may come from a difficult society, but it all depends on me on which chain I want to travel. I don't know how to explain this. Maybe I have to make an example. There is a box with the diamond inside of it. The diamond is strong, but the box is full of dust. You can wipe the diamond clean and it will shine again. Where I come from is not important. What is important is the real me, the inner me, my dedication, and the way I see myself. I should focus on what I have and accept who I am. To me, acceptance is the best way to heal my broken heart. Simply said, that's the whole truth.
Maybe you're a flower in the desert. Because you can be a flower in the desert, denying all the odds piled against you. Trust me, I know. I'm a flower in the desert.
Bricks are thrown, the sun is strong, and all I do is breathe while I sing a song. It's cold up here, I face and fear, in a long cage and nothing I can hear. 'Cause when I fall once, I get up twice, and I grind tonight. When I fall once, I get up twice, and I grind tonight. But baby, nothing will break my heart. Your words will make me lose my mind. 'Cause all of my wounds are healed now. Oh baby, nothing will break my heart. Your words will make me lose my mind. 'Cause all of my wounds are healed now.
outsider.
To be a gay man.
To be from my neighborhood.
To be both sides of a coin.
To be a young Muslim woman.
To be a kid with big dreams.
To be a wealthy boy with a broken soul.
To be me and only me.
To be privileged.
To be fierce.
To be a Palestinian traveler.
To be a black girl from Mali who lives in America.
To be a citizen in Morocco.
To be a woman in Poblacional.
To be a German boy with Turkish roots.
To be a teenager in a typical society.
To be sensitive.
To be Asian Nurse 17th edition.
To be a Muslim to the world.
To be a black rose of Africa.
To be Sango, which you probably won't ever be.
To be a woman living in a male society.
To live my life in Chile.
To be frank, only frank.
To be a Moroccan girl.
To be a Muslim.
To be from a city that lost its morals.
To be a survivor.
To be me.
What
is
like
to
be
For those of you who aren't. You are born, you get pierced. You grow, you get oppressed. Time passes, you get sexualized. It gets worse. Believe it. You become an object, an open book, where people want to write in it, write the same in all of us. Indoctrinated, sexualized, abused, sexually violated, hurt, harassed. Daddy's little girl grows up. Wait a second. Surprise, not all men are like your dad. A school is not a safe place anymore. They are doing this non-stop. Women are not safe. It's in all of us. We try to escape, but none of us are exempt. In the población, it's worse. If your poblacional hits you more, with no job, no money, being dependent is not a choice. With a family to take care for and maintain, and a tyrant at home, can you be more invisible to the system and to all? But, wait a minute. What's next might give you hope. You are born, you are oppressed. You grow, you become feminist. You become feminist and you get the love from your sisters and get organized to turn down this prison called patriarchy for once and for all.
What is like? 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 What is like?
What is it like to be a black girl from Mali who lives in America? When I think about my first day in America, my heart started beating so fast that people around me could hear it. I'm scared. This is the day of fear, of frustration, of regret, of asking myself, why am I here? Without knowing much English, it was difficult to communicate. I needed help, but there was no support. There was always a rejection. Being judged by my color, by my gender, or by my country. Knowing that undocumented immigrants face difficulty around the world. You live and you grow. I lived and I grew. I stood up for myself. I made suggestions and I gained power. Before, I wasn't making any choices. People made them for me because I was afraid to be responsible. Now, I take care of myself. I'm strong. I have more courage and I stand behind my decision. Now, I can give advice to others, and I'm proud. To be a black girl from Mali in America means that I have to ask myself, why are people treating each other so badly? It means that I have to remind others. Why don't we do more to protect those who need the most protection? The black girl.
My life, my
life,
my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my
like being a Muslim. Yes, I'm a Muslim. Yes, I know what you're seeing. You hear the word Muslim, and the room becomes freezing, linking us to death, assault, rape, and you think we find it pleasing? You think we go home to rest and hit the bed sleeping? So the media likes to bring viewers and attention, mass murder, hate, nothing good is being mentioned, not the love, not the culture, anything with good intention. So the only thing we can do is sit down and hope for the best in silence, while we're being accused, racism, sexism, and violence. And now, nothing matters, not even a fact. So we are just sitting ducks saying brace for impact. But even if we got hit, no one would react.
What is life coming from a city that lost all its morals? Fresh from my mother's womb, born into a city that lost all its morals is a complete doom. There's no kind of change, but you gotta stay true to yourself all in one range. Gunshots coming from all angles, police sirens coming from all directions, bodies mangled. They got it all messed up around drugs, but all we need is some comfort and hugs. I don't know what this world has become, but the change clearly starts with you.
To be a young Muslim woman, it is having a strong personality, but yet being so fragile. Believe me, I get confused about it all the time. It is being confident about who you are today, though it was not an easy task yesterday. It is being able to love everyone around you unconditionally, but yet turning ice cold and holding grudges when your heart is broken or betrayed. It is getting rid of these grudges by praying 5 times every day, reaching out for patience and forgiveness. It is trying so hard to make Islam look the way it is, but always getting bad reactions and prejudgments. It is not being able to scream or do anything that will dirty the image of Islam. With all of that, I say, Islam is the perfect religion. If I do something wrong, blame me. Do not blame Islam. Being a young Muslim woman is being a phoenix and rising from the ashes over and over again.
People constantly ask me, what it's like to be a gay man? For those of you who aren't, let me tell you something. Sometimes it feels like all these people are surging behind you. Sometimes it feels like you're drowning, and there's no one to help you. Sometimes it feels like you're screaming from the top of your lungs, but nobody can hear you. Sometimes it feels like some of us can't even say anything, because if we do, we get cursed, we get kicked, or even killed. Some of us even hear from our family, you're a disgrace. You won't deserve a happy life. But wait, this is all true. This is not only feel like it, this is all true. This is all fact. And part of the world, choose to close their eyes and act like we don't exist, but we do. However, it's like to be a gay man for those who aren't. It's also feeling proud of yourself. It's also looking in the past of all the people that died and say, I am proud to be who I am. It's also staying in the front of line, taking punches for the others. You know what? From now on, whenever someone comes to me and asks, what is it like to be a gay man? I'll plant my foot on the floor. I'll puff my chest out and I'll say, I am proud to be who I am.
Personal control.
What it's like to be a Palestinian traveler, for those of you who aren't. Imagine being a beautiful bird, but with broken wings. Imagine living in an open jail with everything but a freedom and an airport. Imagine being a 9-year-old child screaming, crying, and begging his deaf mom to go out, but he was unheard. To be a Palestinian traveler means a random security check. It means that I have to constantly humanize myself before I get dehumanized. It means that my name is too Arab for their European airports. It means that I have to answer questions that justify my humanity and existence. It means that beneath my bushy beard I carry a bomb. Yes, a bomb full of hope and dreams.
I know you. 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 I know you.
What it's like to be privileged. I was born in a relatively rich European country. Throughout the 20 years of my life, I have barely experienced any hardship. I am white. I have never been a target of derogatory comments about my race. I am male. I have never been catcalled, told that my clothes are too revealing, or harassed in a public space. I can only imagine how any of these feel. Do I feel guilty? No. I feel frustrated. I feel frustrated because I don't know how to act. Because I don't know what to tell you. And because I don't even know whether I should say this aloud. I want everybody to feel as safe as I do, walking around the town alone after dark. I want everybody to not have to worry about having their job application rejected because of the color of their skin or because of who they are. I want everybody to just be themselves without the fear of ostracism. But this is not enough. I might not feel complicit, but I do believe I have a responsibility. My privilege puts me in a position of power. And honestly, I do not know what to think about it. I want to make a change, but who am I to speak for the others? I really am torn. This is a mess. I guess I will just shut up. I will shut up and listen.
What it's like to be from my neighborhood. I live in a silly old neighborhood with a really bad attitude. I don't know why they keep watching us. It drives me crazy, but what can I do? I think I will let karma do its own thing, or I'll just watch them to see how they feel, or maybe I'll just respond back and tell them how mad I am. Because they better remember that before watching others, it's best to watch themselves.
You watch yourself, you watch yourself, you. 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 You watch yourself, you watch yourself, you.
Imagine being alone, locked in a dark and lonely cage, surrounded by colors, laughs, fun, and people. Imagine looking at them and feeling you belong. feeling their voices caress your ears like a mermaid song, and you follow them like a call, and you feel part of a group, seen, valued, and happy. But then suddenly, you wake up from that daydreaming song, and you realize you're alone, locked in a dark and lonely cage again. And it hurts, because it seemed like you were finally free, because you were laughing and singing and dancing. It's devastating to know, finally realize that you don't belong there. And it sucks, because there's nothing you can say for them to see you, to make them listen, for them to save you, because the only one hurting you is yourself. And there you go. You're an outsider. You don't belong anywhere. Even if you're having the great time, there's something missing. You are missing. And eventually you'll feel your soul is leaving your body to become an outsider from yourself. And it is so scary. And I don't want to be scared anymore.
Tough times.
Big
dreams, tough times. Big dreams, tough times. Big dreams, tough times. Big dreams, tough times. Big dreams, tough times. Big dreams, tough times.
Being a kid with big dreams can be tough. It can feel like an ocean drowning you. It can pound the courage out of you. I've talked to people on both ebb and flow tides. They tell me I've got to start somewhere, but authority does not listen. Sure, it can be complicated. It's hard. You get discouraged. But every day is not just a new day. Every day, I become better. Because now I am my own voice, my own light, my own beacon of hope. I don't feel failure as I once did. Instead, every failure has become a lesson, and every success a marker of progress towards a bigger goal. It will take time, but I've got time. It's only a matter of time.
Sister, brother, father, mother. 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 Sister, brother, father,
Watch
mother.
out! Watch out! Because this is an untold story in an allegedly developing country. A country whose ancestors fought hard and brave to break the chains of slavery and colonization. A country that prizes the outsider more than its own people. A so-called homeland that urges you to stay, but later rips off your rights. A so-called home that will serve you on a plate of gold to the highest bidder. A so-called Morocco that humiliates you, starves you, wipes the floor with you, and then frames you to shut your voice down once and for all. But we are committed. We don't care as we connect, inform, create, and change, despite the danger of getting hit, vanished, banished, and killed. But when others see things get heated, they get too afraid to step in the front. So they sit back, betray, and say, better safe than sorry. We're such freedom preachers, but not freedom of speech. We only have the freedom to mind our own business, but not that of the government. We're such kind people, but way too insecure to let our guard down. We're such amazing citizens, but corrupted by greed and selfishness. We're such poor, unfortunate citizens who get massacred for speaking up in protest. But we don't care, as we are still these kind, amazing citizens. We're such poor, unfortunate Africans that are still empowering change, but are still discreetly colonized. But we don't care, as we're the young, the youth, the influencers, and the future that are still fighting back. But yet we feel too ashamed for our ancestors as we fail to keep their legacy. Today, tomorrow, sooner or later, we're making the change no matter how much it costs. Grab your brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers, and our beloved friends by hand. Grab everyone for God's sake, because it's time. It's time for the awakening. As united we stand, divided we fall.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared.
Are
Are you scared?
I'm not scared.
What it's like to be a wealthy boy with a broken soul. First of all, it's being an ordinary boy who knows that his body is healthy, but there's something wrong in his mind. It's being accepted by the others in my surroundings, but not being able to look at the mirror and say, this is you, and you're beautiful just the way you are. Not being able to accept yourself. It's like being trapped in a stranger's body which looks familiar to you, but it isn't really you. The real you is screaming to be heard, to escape. I try to be optimistic and think that one day I will wake up and I will be able to exhale those words. That's the funny part. Because I've been waiting for that day so long. Although it looks like there's no light for me at the end of the tunnel. I try to be the perfect boy that everyone wants me to be. But as time goes on, my heart and soul breaks down to dust.
Ding, 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 heart. Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
heart.
ding, 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 heart. Ding, 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 heart.
Germany and Ethiopia are two sides of a coin. You're probably wondering, what makes these countries related? Definitely not the distance, neither the language, and neither the culture. Well, that's me, Joshua, and you better be ready for this. I'm the coin too. I usually get those type of questions, what do you prefer, Germany or Ethiopia? Well, Germany gives me my friends, my family, and all my childhood memories, and also the opportunity to make everything out of my life. The Ethiopian side is giving me the motivation, the connection to my roots, to my heart, to my other side of family, and show me the view on how life is working even when you're at the point where you think life will not go further. Furthermore, both sides represents me and make me to the person who I am right now.
Win the battle, win the fight. 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 Win the battle, win the fight.
Being the tilting scales of hope is an unimaginable responsibility to bear. It's forever tilting with the weight of the world on its shoulders. The hope and the love for humanity are the feathers, while the unseen internal battles are the boulders. But let's take a time to look at the feather. It glides and glistens in the air with hope. On the other side lies a boulder that shackles you down and chillingly whispers in your ear, nope, there's no one to trust. Trust nothing but fear. But in the story of the scales, another feather will appear. Now the strength of this feather has the courage to lead the whole pack. Yet vice versa, there's a boulder, causing for the scales to react. Though this boulder has so much weight, it has an exterior of sensitivity. The weight of this boulder comes from the thought of suicide and the possibility of failing to protect those you love the most. Now this last feather is focused and confident in its destiny. It's clear in who it is and knows where it's supposed to be. But now, as expected, the tilt of the scale, revealing a boulder, the last boulder to bear. Now, this boulder serves as a distraction, causing for the scales to be unaware of the dangers of its free roaming spirit when traveling this cruel, cruel world that will always be here. But this perfectly damaged scale represents a statue that stands as strong as it can be, answering what it's like to be.
To be Maria.
Be Andre.
To be Mehdi.
Josh.
Maria.
Jacob.
Uri.
Kayetan.
Moha.
Isaac.
Mami.
Usama.
Andy.
Volkan.
Sinazo.
Rania,
Asia,
Samia,
Mate,
Samuel.
Ine,
Lorenzo.
Fran,
Mariam,
Omar.
Keenan.
Majda,
Christian.
Answering what it's like to be Dwayne.
What it's like to be me.
For those of you who aren't.
What's a lie? You probably think it's not telling the truth to your mom that you stole the 10 bucks from her wallet, or telling your friend that you have a private jet while you don't. No, that's just a joke.
Lies are sometimes things we want to believe. They are sounds that go through us and give us that sense of relief. From time to time, we take them out, dust them off, and put them back in so that they can rest in peace. However, I must say that the lies we tell ourselves are the worst kind of deceit.
A lie is when you tell yourself that you will easily make it to varsity because all your friends did. It is telling yourself that you will be successful and just snap your fingers because Mark Zuckerberg did it in less than a decade by creating one of the biggest software companies in the whole world. It is telling yourself that you are unbreakable. A lie is when you tell yourself that this is one hell of a good world.
a lie. I'll tell you. It's a reaction that coming from somebody who's trying and doesn't want to break someone's heart with a bad or hard truth. It's a reaction that each of us really needs when we feel unsafe and doesn't want to and want to save ourselves with the easiest way we can.
Going from one lie to another. Giving only love in time and getting betrayed at the end.
A lie is a disguise for a truth that can be told or is afraid to come out of the shelter. We lie because we are afraid to say, yeah, this is how it is, bear with it.
Lying can be good and bad at the same time. If we lie to make our loved ones happy and safe, then it's great. However, if we lie to make ourselves look good, or just because we don't want to face the consequences of a mistake that we have done, then lying is like adding fuel to the fire.
For the truth, it's a straightforward harsh man.
The truth is rarely flashy, but it is precious, and it must be preserved.
The truth is having the courage to say how it is. Good, bad, happy, or sad. But that's the right thing to do. You get hit with the right feelings.
For me, the truth is one of the hardest things to believe. Seeking it is a challenge.
The truth is when you understand that your dreams aren't going to just come to you or fall into your lap. It is understanding that when it comes to your dreams, you will never ever get to talk like, oh my God, it just was so simple.
But the most challenging things are the most rewarding. You might trip, you might fall, but eventually you won't regret it at all. The road is long and dark, but by the end of that road, you will always find that spark.
When someone, parent, friend, teacher, tell you something hard to hear, a criticism or a judgment that maybe can make you feel bad for a while. But after some times, or then something happened to you, you gain understanding, you take a moment to think. Then you know that that person really loves you. That truth, that reality, teaches you your abilities and what you can do, and also teaches you yourself and might think that might happen to you.
The truth is when I say I did lie and I'm sorry. Even though it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but people could have lost their lives. Loved ones could have been separated. And still, they think this doesn't exist. Well, my family is proof of this phenomenon. A lie. A simple one. destroyed us in every way possible.
The truth is what really exists, but sometimes it hurts more than lies. I think this is the reason people tend to live lies and do not accept or face the reality.
The truth is when you understand that this world is not the sweet home where you can sit in the garden and listen to the birds chirping. The fact, the honest truth is when you understand that no matter how strong you are, this world has challenges that will knock you down to your knees. The truth will make you believe that there's something you must have done wrong while there isn't any. The truth will make you feel buried alive, like a nobody.
A truth and a lie are two words based on one's beliefs. A truth can be a lie, and a lie can be a truth. It only depends on which side you are standing on.
We must fight for the truth. We can only do it together. Everything is at stake.
A lie is a portal that sends you to a world of sorrow or fantasy. The truth is your one gateway back to return to your own reality. True evil is created when a lie is taught as the truth. It lives off of the innocence and is empowered by the abuse. The only way out is to stand and refuse. For to live in one's lie is to live without glory. And to live a good life, you must live and make your own story. For when one chapter is at an end, a new chapter begins. Take hold of the story, for you hold the pen. As this world continues to rot due to the continued history of abuse, it's time you take a stand and apply action to your truth.
This world continues to rot. 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 This world continues to rot.
This world continues to rot. As I speak to you in this moment, hundreds of tons of plastics are either being burned, thrown into the ocean, or buried anywhere on Earth.
The human race has abused the earth with its factories and landfills, desecrating the air we breathe and the land we walk on.
If people don't change, which they usually do at the very last moment, the Earth is gonna get rid of its parasites. I know, strong word, but that's just what humans are currently to the Earth.
Now, we are paying the price. Oceans are encroaching on our beaches, and there's no sign of it slowing down. Once pleasant rays of sunshine are now harmful microwaves that cook and harden our skin. Seasons seem confused as winter grows warmer and summer becomes drier. Climate affects us all, though we may not know it. Like the air we breathe, we cannot see it, but we know it's there.
Any day of the year, you can turn on the TV and witness harsh news. Tears flooded children's faces, and earthquakes shaking out what's left in the hollow eyes of those who have lost it all. It happens here, it happens there, it happens everywhere, all over the world. People will try to tell you that it's not that bad, with their mouths full of food and garbage falling out of the trash can. Some might even say it's getting better, repeating it to the kids when they get home from school, eager for the next meal. Will they ever realize how lucky they are? It is when hopelessness kicks in. It is just so easy to fall into those lies. We hold on to the sunshine, trying to ignore the fact that the one who gave us everything, our forgotten Mother Nature, is weeping through poisoned rivers and rain. How is it possible that us, human beings, made out of soil and water, can so easily set fire to the world around us? We were given the most powerful tool in the universe, reason, our logical thinking. And we're using it to kill the earth, kill each other, and kill ourselves. We know everything, but at the same time, we choose to be blind to the things that really matter. Aren't we capable or creating something rather than destroying it? We have to take action. And I say we, because we're not alone. We've had each other across from us the whole time. So forget your money, your possessions, your status. Don't you want sunshine too? Don't you want flowers? Don't you want to be happy like the rest of us do? Put away that venom named greed and step up. I guess I can understand if you don't want to. But remember this. Our ashes are going to cover the ground and mix with it the shadow of what you once thought you were.
Dear Mother Earth, this is not the end. You give me honey, I give you back. You give me oxygen, I give you poison. You plant a garden for me, I pollute it. Those were my childhood behavior. I was selfish, ignorant to your tears. Your invisible tears today became a tears of fire that is now burning my heart. Mama, I hear your scream of help. Cry no more. Change is coming. I am ready to protect you, Mother Earth. Your children will not let you die. Your death is our end. We love you, Mama. We are promising you the 3R as the beginning of our change.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
We promise you, in no time, Mama, your beauty will shine once again. Like a lady full of life. That was you, and who you will be, Mother Earth.
This is not the end. We can all create change and fight food insecurity, loss of biodiversity, and climate change. We can all work together to show you that we really appreciate you, Mother Earth.
You that gives us food, water, with your blowing air for us to survive.
This is not the end. 2045, you and I will not be alive. To live each day, there'll be no water for baby hippos to play, leaving no seeds behind, leaving no chance for life to replant even one fruit. The songbirds will no longer sing, and all the animals will be extinct. The earth will be a complete trash-filled, deserted disaster. This all makes me wonder, what did we do to make Mother Earth die so soon?
This fight between countries needs to end, because the enemy is not outside, it's in ourselves. That's why we're not giving up. We're gonna fight for you to make this world a better world.
2019. We know she's crying, her tears are acid, flooding cities and drowning towns. When her fists are hot, she evaporates water, causing a drought or glaciers to melt. When she's angry, all the world begins to scream, as heat from all ends causes us to steam. When she shouts, she shakes heavy and strong, shouting at the top of her lungs that something is wrong. We keep digging what isn't ours for our own selfish greed. We keep stealing her precious oil straight from her soul. She keeps crying and dying, but we don't want to see all of her intense agony. We close our eyes and ears when they should be wide open, as she says, "What have you done to me?" We didn't do anything and left her alone in pain, so she's killing all her children and her creation out of anger that we didn't care if she died alone. This was the end of Mother Earth, but I refuse to believe it. How would we let her die?
Mother Earth, I can see that your future is on our hands. It all depends on us whether we're going to make you suffer or make you survive. There is a possibility that we can create change inside your heart and make you strong and happy.
What if, in 2000, 2019, we no longer stand by the crime scene. What if all her children got together to save all the birds in the trees, pick up all the litter, and recycle, please? Stop stealing from our provider and let's learn to love and respect her. She's sick and only getting worse. Let's make a plan, say a prayer, and get to work. Because in 2045, she could still be alive, and we could too. I bet you don't want Mother Earth to die, but we keep acting like we do. This is not the end of Mother Earth.
We must change the story of our world before fate can grab it. Otherwise, the very gifts of life that we have been given will be ripped away. And only when we realize this will we understand that our world has gone through great change.
Our Earth is dying. Yes, she is crying, and it's because of you. You're defying, you're not trying, and all the constant fighting. Everyone focuses on the wrong thing, on who likes who wears what, or who eats what. But no one ever focuses on who cleans up. It's not just up to one person, it can be. There is you, me, he, she. Most importantly, there is we. We need to change. We have the power to change. The way I see it, we are the change.
For the future kids, I hope from the bottom of my heart to not force horrible things that we hear on the news.
What seems to be the shimmering light of a shooting star opens my mouth and I make a wish. Its light blinds me, and vivid colors start to reappear. And for a moment, I believe all I hear is a chant. Our chant. A bright future coming in through our voices.
No more pain, no more crying.